It's a warm Sunday morning when I visit pensioner Florence Maluleke. She's getting ready for church. Maluleke is a well-known farmer in the village. She says they've been waiting for rain for months now.
If it was back in the days, it would have rained. We would plant nuts towards the end of September, then it would rain in October. But now look, we are approaching December.
She says the size of the crops that they used to get about 20 years back has dropped dramatically.
Now we only get 10 bags. Back then we would build anti-insect storage rooms to store maize. If it was then, we would still be eating stock harvested in 2009.
2009.
Maluleke is not the only one who's grappling with the changes in weather patterns. Just a walking distance from her house, I met up with 79-year-old Nwasemende Nyambi. She misses the good old days of bumper harvest that fed a big family. They survived on what they plowed and could even sell leftovers to take her children and grandchildren to school. But today she has to go to the shops and buy basics like maize meal and meat.
We never used to eat meat a lot. All the things we ate came straight from the farms. We even took all our kids for initiation, using the food that we have harvested. Then we would call relatives and friends to have a big party where we will eat, sing and dance.
The two grannies say the rains are coming later than usual and temperatures are rising, making it hard to farm. I asked them if they think what they are facing is part of climate change. Maluleke has heard about climate change over the radio.
They say they've changed the climate, but they don't tell us when we must plow. It's you, the educated. You are the ones who say you have changed whatever you call it.
But like most villagers, she doesn't believe what is happening to her community has anything to do with the changing weather patterns.
In my time, we would wait for the rain to fall. If it doesn't, a ritual would be performed. That's what God taught us. But what's happening now, we will just have to wait and see.
On my way back to Joburg, I passed by the University of Pretoria, where I spoke to agricultural management and rural development specialist Professor Andre Lowe to try to find out what could be the cause of this problem. According to Lowe, a lot has changed from the way subsistence farmers used to plant crops over the decades.
I think farmers are exposed to more a natural phenomenon, which makes it very difficult to adapt to. Let's say drought periods that you have to endure. It could be late rains, it could be too much rain, but what you might have is this issue of climate change that could also be encroaching on that particular area.
But has there been a drop or an increase in rainfall and droughts in the country? Dr. Andres Kruger of the South African Weather Service elaborates.
We have done some studies with historical climate data, specifically rainfall data, going back from 1910 up to the present, but we haven't seen really any significant trends in the overall rainfall that you can receive per year for the country as a whole. However, we have seen that there are changes in the amounts of received per day, so that in some regions the rain has become a bit more erratic than usual.
Although the Weather Service provides forecasts 6 months in advance, rural farmers do not have access to the information. Professor Lowe says adaptation and the change in the type of crops is vital for subsistence farmers to survive. For SABC Radio News, I'm Horisani Sitole at Minga Village.